unprecedented times, and the concern around mental health is at the forefront of many conversations. After a crippling drought, we had the Australian bushfire crisis. And with the pandemic of COVID-19 impacting not only our nation but our world, it's no wonder there are many people living with great uncertainty. One region in Victoria in particular has been hard hit. Gippsland is a region in southeastern Australia, extending from Melbourne's eastern suburbs all the way through to the New South Wales border. God's country, as locals call it, is the food bowl for some of Australia's most incredible produce. The people are kind, resilient, and a tight-knit community. Yet psychologist Franco Greco from the Victoria State Government reports that the suicide rate of farmers doubles during adverse events such as drought and fire.
We are starting our journey down here in West Gippsland, where we are about to go and meet an incredible woman. She's on an epic mission to smash the mental health stigma within the farming community, and not only that, share random acts of kindness, and she can offer all of us some valuable information on how to get through some pretty tough times. Hey Sal.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
So good to see you.
Yeah, you
I'd give
too.
you a hug, but you know, we're not allowed to. Yeah, dap it. So this is the milkshake van?
Yeah. Giving it a bit of a clean up. Do you want a milkshake?
Yes, please.
All right. I'm Sallie Jones. I'm the co-founder of Gippsland Jersey, a boutique dairy brand that has 3 pillars to why we do what we do. We believe that farmers must be paid a fair price for the milk that they produce. The second one is around mental health and smashing the stigma that is very much well and truly cemented into farmers in rural communities. And the third one's around kindness. I am also the co-founder and market manager of a Victorian farmers market, and I'm a mother of 3.
You guys love chocolate, don't you? Bit of cream.
I created a calendar that tells 12 farmers' stories, and that calendar now is an annual thing that we do as part of our brand. And it's about storytelling, and it's about smashing that stigma by farmers sharing their own stories. And I believe that that is the way that we can reduce the anxiety around people putting their hands up and saying that I'm not okay.
These guys feed everyone, they feed the nation, so we need to look after them and hope that they can hang in there till things change. Yeah.
I know it's probably pretty hard for a lot of people, but like we've got to get off the farm and be social and talk about all these sort of things, because this ain't going to be over next week or the week after or the month after or the month after. Like those situations in the months and weeks to come are just as important as the time now.
It's a big end game, but you can't actually think of it in one big bite. It's lots of little steps. Like to get to the end of the road, you don't take one jump. You take steps to get there.
Just get in and have a go. Like you don't have to save the world or anything, but just put a positive influence out there.
If you don't have a good support network, you're setting yourself up for failure.
We need to continue this and continue talking about this until everyone's back up on their feet.
People care, people do care. Get on the phone, talk to people, yeah. You know, don't try and write it out yourself. There's help out there, so get out and take the help, accept the help. People really want to help, and let us do what we can do to help you. Yeah.
When we launched this calendar, these farmers had just gone through 4 years of drought.
Yeah. 4 years of drought, then the 2020 bushfire crisis, and now
And a milk crisis.
Yeah, and a milk, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Now the pandemic. I don't know how it's going to impact these guys, but so many of these farmers are 6th, 7th generation farmers. All they know is farming. If they've got to sell, what's at stake?
It's their identity, it's their life, it's all they know. This guy here is an absolute legend. This is Matty. He's a chef turned dairy farmer and says that dairy farming has saved his life. Simon from Orbost. He's a dad of 4 kids. This chick here, she's a superstar. She really is a superwoman, and she also got into dairy farming and believes it saved her life. This is Rose Atherton. She's a beautiful woman. She's been through some super big adversities in her life,
And Michaela's story, I've heard, is pretty courageous.
Her dairy flooded up to her knees, so she's put on Facebook a photo where she was milking cows wading up in water that high up in her dairy. This is the legendary Joe. He's amazing.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Joe.
You have. He's an absolute legend.
He is a good guy. He cracks a good joke too.
This one here, he's Royston. He was the president of the Orbost Footy Club and a real leader in his community.
And what are some of the outcomes of these guys opening up about their stories?
Every person has responded differently to how the calendar has been received and the conversations I've had, but I can say that each and every one of them has had significant conversations within their communities. They may not ring a helpline, they may not ring a psychologist or something, but they'll call another farmer because they want to talk to someone that understands their world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so super proud of all of these guys.
Yeah. It's incredible work that you're doing, Sal.
Oh, it's an absolute honour and a privilege to be creating social change within an industry that I'm super passionate about.
So these are your guys?
Yeah, these are the real deal dairy farmers on the front line, making it happen every day. Hey Ross. Hey Brenton.
Hey.
Oh,
Hi Ross, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Hi Kathleen.
Sallie, how you doing?
Good. This is Danielle.
Hi Kathleen, how are you? Nice to meet you. Thanks for having us down here. So we just want to hear from farmers. How are you guys going in this time, and what are some of the worries about the dairy industry in particular off the back of the drought and off the back of the fire, and now with the COVID-19 virus striking not just our nation but the world? How are you guys going?
At the moment, we're going okay. It's
Good.
business as normal,
Yeah.
but we'll just see what happens, you know.
If dairies were to be impacted and they were to shut down, that would impact the industry and the price of milk significantly.
Well, I would, I would think that perhaps then there would be cooperation between factories. Like, I mean, hopefully not every factory is going to get shut down. Yeah, but still the community spirit is certainly probably a lot better in the rural sectors.
So perhaps there's some learnings that we can gain from the tight-knit communities of country folk.
I think there's still a big gap between the country area and suburbia, that's for sure.
How do you feel that we could bridge the gap between the city and the country?
Certainly a lot of people don't understand what they think everything comes out of the supermarket. They don't think beyond that.
So have you got things in place? Who steps in to help milk your cows?
Well, the younger generation.
Yeah.
You're up. You're up.
Kathleen is the 5th generation dairy farmer in my family.
Yeah. That's special.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty rare too.
Very.
So you're juggling farm life and motherhood.
Yep. Yep.
And now the pandemic. And
Yep.
yeah, you're amazing. What a woman.
Amazing. 365 days, no days off.
Yeah.
Incredibly hard workers. So it's super important we try and keep farms in families, I believe, but they have to be sustainable. So they have to be paid enough, you know, to make that viable.
And the other thing is, I think they're underestimated. Dairy farmers aren't just farmers, they're accountants, they're vets, they're mechanics, they're, you know, all of those things. And yet at times, because of the stresses and the pressure that they're under, there's a huge mental health impact there that many of us neglect to recognise.
You can be out there 10, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning pulling a calf or trying to get a cow up, or it's just so demanding, you know.
Brenton, when the bushfires came through the recent lot, I remember being out here with you in the paddock and the red, you know, the redness and the smoke and everything coming over, and all of you guys are doing whatever it took to help, like you were bringing hay and going milking cows or taking generators and stuff like that. Like that element of that kindness and that genuineness
you're
is...
all got to work in together.
That's the beauty of farming community, right?
No, you're there, I'm here, we don't talk, don't do anything, don't help each other. You just all got to work in together, regardless of what's going on.
Do you think that's inbuilt into every farmer, that spirit of generosity and kindness?
I think that's right. In the farming community, there's always somebody like myself that's only a kilometre up the road. Nathan can drive up there, we talk for 10 minutes or something, he can go home and feel a lot better.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right,
Yeah.
So it's really about connecting and making sure that you've always got somebody to talk to and
understanding everybody's situation, you know. Yeah, you know, he might be unlucky and turn up there when I've had a bad day. He might have to stay for half an hour.
You might come away going, geez, my day wasn't so bad,
that's exactly
actually.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty about opening up and being transparent when we're going through things. It allows others to do the same.
Yeah. I know a bloke, built a bit like Brent, great big bloke, took his truck up to the northeast with a load of hay on it, and he got directed to go to this property. The guy had lost virtually everything, and he drove in there. There was dead cows laying all, and when he was driving in, and he said the bloke come out, seen the truck coming in, and he said he just burst into tears, you know. And this bloke, like I say, big, strong sort of bloke, and he said there was two grown men hugging each other, bawling their eyes out, you know. So, yeah. It's the country spirit is still there. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
I guess it's fair to say that even though we are in some of the most challenging times, we actually see some of the most beautiful human behaviour in these times, and it's something to be celebrated and something to be recognised and something we can all tap into.
Yeah.
Communication and connectedness and community, 3 C's, isn't it? I'm making it up.
Now.
It's a thing.
The 3 C's, communication, connectedness and...
Communication and kindness.
That's a K, Sal.
Spell it with a C.
That's beautiful.